This is actually going to be the first of these kinds of live feeds. I'm going to work on a scrapbook page. This is from summer of 2019. I went to the Ford Museum in Detroit, Michigan with a friend, and we were there for 2 days. I encourage you to check that place out if you're anywhere close. And I'm going to do a page today that is based on the places where presidents died. The Ford Museum has the chair that Lincoln was sitting in when he was assassinated, that Kennedy was in, and this is the car that Reagan was in when he was shot. Of course, he didn't die, but they're kind of historical things that they have at that museum. So I decided I was going to create a page of these three items. And I picked out a little bit of ephemera, some colors and that kind of thing, but I want to just let you watch me as I go through this process, and maybe you'll get some ideas and understand how I'm thinking about how I put them together. So usually, first thing that I'm doing is thinking about color scheme, and you can see I've got some colors here. Let me tell you why I'm thinking about these. We've got these browns, because you can see there are browns in these pictures. I'm also planning on using this cutout. I actually cut this out of for another project about Lincoln's tomb in Springfield, Illinois. And this is the second page of the Gettysburg Address, and I cut that out and used the silhouette. But I saved this piece, and I'm going to try and use it in this project. So this fits nicely with this. We've got the red of the chair, and then again, here are some additional pictures I'm thinking about using in the spread. So usually the first thing I do is picking color schemes, trying to see how things will work. And so I'm gonna throw the pictures up here fast and put that off to the side. I've got this white piece of paper here because I'm getting a glare from one of my lights. So I think I'm going to use this as the background paper, and I always like to kind of try and figure out which way I want it to go. I think that's kind of dark, so I think I'm going to go this way. Again, the reason I chose this was these are light parts, and it looks like it's fitting well together, and then we've got this darker edge that looks like, kind of like a natural border that I want to keep there. I know I want to put Abraham Lincoln on this side because he's going to be looking into the page. If I put him on this side, you can see he's looking away. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So I want him to look at the page. So he needs to be on that side. And we need to get the picture of the chair here with this. Okay. Let's see, maybe like this. Okay. And then we'll do the cars on the other side. So we have the Kennedy car. Let's do it. We'll do it in this order. Lincoln, Kennedy, Reagan. And the reason is that's just chronologically in the way things happened. That's the Reagan car. Here's the Kennedy car. This is a close-up, I think, of the Kennedy car. It has been refitted since that assassination, and some other presidents actually used that vehicle later as well. But I'm not sure where that's going to go. This may not end up in the mix. So I'll push this up here a little bit so you can see. So now, trying to think through other color schemes, we've got black. Reason black, the limousines are black, but also black is the color of mourning, and it's probably good to put that in here to help create a somberness on the page. I don't want this to be a page that looks like it is celebratory. It's really supposed to be a mourning or a memorial kind of page. So one of the things I was thinking about was putting a border around these pictures, but you can see they fit the whole way across. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to cut them down a bit or leave them as is? I think if I cut them down, it's not going to look as good, so I may just leave them like that. I know I want to put a border there, and I'm thinking about putting red behind this piece. So I'm going to just do this here quickly to see what that looks like. Oh, I think I like the way that looks. So we're not going to use that picture. I think we got to figure out how to get Abraham Lincoln onto this page. So the way I'm going to do this, you can see it's got a little rip up here. I'm going to try and see if I can fix that with a piece of tape. And let's get one that has some already going here. Again, that's a very thin piece, so I'm going to cut this just so I can get a little sliver of it. Well, I've lost it. Well, isn't that fun for the live feed? Alright, well, it's going to stick somewhere else in the project, which is going to be annoying. Alright, we'll try again. Here's another little sliver. There we go. Put that back together. There we go. And throw this away. Bringing my trash can over here to the side. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that'll work. So what I'm going to do here to get this to work, you can see the red through there, so I feel like I need to get it pretty close. But this piece of paper is not exactly square either. Alright, so just using adhesive tabs. This is an easy runner. I don't always have a lot of preference over these. I think I like the Creative Memory ones the best, but they're obviously the more expensive. And so I tend to just buy whatever I can find on sale. And I'm a little worried that you're going to be able to see those tabs through here. You can. It's not too bad, but I'm just going to use just fewer tabs, I think, so it's not as obvious. And then I'm going to lay that down, put my finger in one corner. There we go. Get that square. If it doesn't come out exactly square like it just did, I can cut it a little bit. Prefer not to have to do that. Okay, you can see how it's not coming up square there. I'm actually going to use one of the Cricut tools and gently peel back the sticky that's there. There we go. And put that in place. Okay, I think that's good. It's not going to lay completely flat. And I'm going to try and do a good job of putting all my tools back so that it doesn't clutter up what you're able to see. Okay. I'm just going to line this up. That's the cut line. Which one is it? No, it's this one. I'm going to go to right there. Just make sure I have it lined up perfectly. We'll keep that. Actually going to turn this around, I think. And I'm just going to throw those parts away. Okay. I'm going to keep this out because I think we'll be using that a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty cool. Now, the question is, do I want this to be double bordered or single bordered? I think that looks a little too plain. So let's see what we think about this. Do I like that black on red, or do we want to do it the other way around? That does help that chair to stand out a little bit. I'll go back and look at it the other way. Oh, this is a tough call on this one. I think I'm going to keep the black as the outer border. So, I'm going to show you a little hint. This is just a photograph I haven't used, and I cut a sliver of it, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it here in a second. But let's use the tape runner, and usually for this size photograph I just put a little piece in each corner, and then I tend to just eyeball these things. Now, instead of using my fingers to rub those, I'm going to take this old photograph, turn it upside down, and use that. That way I'm not leaving a smudge mark on the photograph with my fingers. Again, I tend to just eyeball these things. I know there's some people who do precise measurements. That's not usually how I do it. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm going to keep this piece here. It's 12 inches long, and it very well could be become part of a border for this page or another page. I like to keep those because I often use them for border pieces. And now we're going to do the same thing here on the black. This is leftover black paper from another project. If you want to see how I store all my papers, I have a video on how I've organized my craft room. That you can see how I've done it, but I normally put my full 12 by 12s along next to a folder that has the scraps in. That way it's easy to find stuff for a project and not use brand new 12 by 12 paper when I have scraps that I can use instead. Okay. Again, save that for a potential border, and there we go. There we go. Oh yeah, I really like the way that that's playing out. Not sure exactly where I want everything to go yet, but let's see. We overlap it a little more. An angle. Just a slight angle, I think. There we go. Yeah, I love the way that's turning out. Okay. You know, I have some washi tape, which I don't normally use. I'm just going to find some of it here fast that might work on this page. That might work. Oops, sorry about that. There's another one. I've got all my washi tape on a hook above the camera. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which one of those I like. We'll play that out a little bit later. Okay, now we're going to work on the cars. See, that just fits perfectly there. Again, I don't know if I like this, or I want to trim it down, so I've got to figure out what I'm going to do there. I can stagger these. I think staggering them is making it look a little more interesting. Kennedy, make sure they're all in the right place. Okay, I like that. Now, so I kind of like that layout, but it's going to be boring if I don't create some kind of borders. And I've got this paper here. I think I might put some border over here, some over here, and then add some of that red in. That ties that red over to that side. I don't think I'm going to put a border around these pictures. I might put a border around these pictures. Okay, I have an idea that might look really cool. Okay, so we'll do something a little different here. I do know I want to tear this. So here's one of my favorite tools I'm going to show you. This is a Creative Memories tearing tool. It's basically like a ruler, but you can see it has these edges. And I'm basically going to tear down the middle of this, and it kind of creates a cool edge. Now normally when you tear one direction, you can see that one is a little more, shows a little bit more of the background paper, but since this paper is black, you can't really see it, and I think that that looks good. Again, a Creative Memories tearing tool. I use that all the time. Okay, so one of those is going to go behind here. Oh, yeah, I like the way that looks. One's going to go on this side. And okay, I'm just going to put these projects up here for now, and let's do something here with these pictures. So I want to create a border. I actually think trying to decide how much of a border I want to put on these. I've got to think through this. Okay. I don't want to cut off Reagan. I'm going to try something here that I've never done before. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, but that's going to go over the top of this, I think, is what I want to do. Huh. Yeah, okay. So I think I know what I'm going to do here. I've never done something like this before, so this will be a new experiment. We'll see how it plays out. We're gonna put a little more border on that. Yeah, let's put a little more border on it. There we go. Again, my scrap piece of photograph to get that down strongly. And the Kennedy car. I always try and double check that I have things in the right place and the right way around. I've stuck stuff upside down before, and that's not helpful. Okay. There we go. Same thing. And the other car. I didn't want to tape that there. Okay. I'm going to put some tape on the inside. There's going to be a little bit of tape sticking over, which I'm not happy about that. I think I'm going to try and get that off. Okay, let's see if I can. There we go. So you can see how these tools are used. I don't think this tool was meant to be used for this, but it works nicely. So I'm pulling off the sticky tabs, the adhesive tabs that I had on there. You're going to see why I'm pulling them off here in a second. Okay. There we go. Just get down those two. Again, I don't want to quite get it on the edge this time. Okay, now this is a part where I have to be careful. I want to cut this border at angles. Well, not at angles, but so it follows the outline. I'm going to keep that. And this is a little hard to do because this is longer than 12. What I'm doing here is cutting just across the top of this photo. And now I'm going to turn this the other way, which should fit better now. So, there we go. I'm going to have to trim that up. Yeah, I might not have gotten that exactly equidistant. There we go. Same thing here. Let's find right about there. Same thing. I'm actually going to use a different pair of scissors. I think these are a little sharper. There we go. Okay. I'll see, I'm going to fold that under here, which I think is going to look cool. And I think I want to do this whole thing again with some more black on. So I'm going to get a black piece of paper, cardstock. Okay, I have another black piece. I'm going to do the whole, see if we can do the process again. Again, recognizing that on this side it's not going to matter. Okay, so here we go. And I'm just going to try and get a little sticky at each of the points at which there's an angle, because that's the places where it's going to connect best. And I'm just going to put a thin border on this one. Here we go. All right. Again, I used photograph, pressing down at each point where I had some adhesive tab. Same process again. We're gonna put a little bit of black there. There we go. Being really careful to not go too far on that. You gotta be careful here because you can see the photograph is now sticking beyond the edge here, and I don't want to smash this. There we go. Is that about right? Yeah. My cat is behind me jumping around, so all of a sudden he ends up on the camera. You want to know why? And I might jump. See, there we go, that came out nicely. Alright, so now I have a double border on this page, and this is what's going to be interesting, is that I don't want to lose Ronald Reagan there, so I'm actually, those are going to go up to there. This piece is actually, I'm going to end up putting on that page. So, let's figure out now how to do this. I want this to be about equidistant from here to there, and I want for this to be sliding under the photograph. So this is going to be an interesting problem. I've got to get it to be glued in several places all at the same time. Usually when I'm doing something like this, I'm going to try and get it to where I want it to be, and then we'll do a little trick here. That's not what I wanted it to do. Tricky. try and do the same thing down here. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. See how I'm taping over the... Alright, let's get this lined up. Actually, maybe I should just do it this way. Nope, that's going to be too hard to do. I'm going to do it from the top here so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Well, I might have made a little bit of a mistake on this, but it is what it is for now. I do like the way it turned out, but I have a feeling I'm going to be cutting some here. Okay, so you can see now how this is over the edge of the paper, but it's gonna fit like that. So part of what I'm going to do now, turn this over, and I need to slide. I can move it over to the other page, and there's a chance it will come apart when I do that, which is okay. Stuck together mostly. Okay, we'll put that there. And what I'm going to do is get this back together so that I can put it on the page and then focus on where I'm going to center all of the other items on the left-hand page. So there we go. Make sure these two are together. Getting just one or two tabs to come off I've always found to be really hard. Okay, I want to make sure this is lined up with the top, and then I'm going to just stick that on there. So when I show these pages later in my blog, you'll see it just like that. It'll look like it's connected. Now when I put it in the scrapbook, obviously there's going to be that crack in it. Which could look kind of weird, but it might turn out pretty cool. Okay, so I feel pretty good about this page. I think I'm just going to leave these spots blank. I see I didn't get it quite even, and it's a little bit off center, but it is what it is at this point. Okay, so I know I want to get that there. Yeah. Well, again, get it in the corner. All right. So we've got Abraham Lincoln. We've got the page. I want to keep that away from that. Now the question is, do I want to center it with this or put it down here? I think if I do that, I have a lot of empty space down there. And that actually helps to center that. Okay, now I want to see, is that going to make that too busy? It might. Don't think I want to use those. I think I'm just going to leave it nice and simple like this. Okay, so let's get Abe Lincoln ready to go. Again, putting the tape out along the edges. I always put one in the center to help keep it attached. I am going to off-center this a little bit. I think it looks better if it's not centered, not square. And then the picture of the chair. Okay. One last final check. Yeah, I feel pretty good about it going there. There we go. All right. Here we go. Up a little. Yeah, I feel good about that. All right. So there you have it. That's how I'm going to leave the pictures. Got a little off center here, squared here, but then going all the way to the edge, partially because I wanted to be able to see these full pictures. And they are 4x6s, which means when you put them next to each other, it's going to take all the way across the page. So I feel pretty good about it. There's still opportunity to put something here or there. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to leave it as is. So thanks for watching my first live scrap of a page. So hope to be making some more soon. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.